It is Wednesday, September 18th, 2024. This is another edition of Baseball Today, presented to you by 5 Hour Energy. That is my man, Trevor Plouffe. I am Chris Rose, producer Dan, along for the ride, as well as we are together in Jersey City, New Jersey. It is Blitzball Battle 5. Already having some fun. We're in between games here on day one. The energy was electric down there, huh?
It's very good. The first day is always, you never know what you're going to get, Chris. You know,
right.
People are coming in, they're tired. It's the warehouse is interesting. People get nervous. Day one. So there's like some nervous energy, but then the game's picked up, and it's always, I don't know what it is about this place. There's always good games.
Mm-hmm. It's true.
It doesn't happen where there's blowouts too often.
Yeah. And this is the last franchise event of 2024, so not only is Blitzball Battle 5 supremacy on the line, but the Warehouse Cup will be decided. We can't wait. Can't wait to bring it to you. We'll see that in a few months. Quick reminder that today's episode is brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Of course, they provide shots that help you feel alert and energized. I saw a few people downing them before their game today. Each shot is packed with vitamins, nutrients, about as much caffeine as the leading premium coffee. And here's the thing Plouffe really loves. It contains 0 sugar. So you'll drink it in seconds, you'll feel it in minutes, it'll last for hours. It's available in a wide range of great flavors across regular strength and extra strength varieties as well. So head on over to 5hourenergy.com, use the code JOHNBOY to save 20% on your first order. That is the number 5, hourenergy.com. Code word is JOHNBOY to save 20% today. Start off with kind of an odd tip of the cap. Yeah. My Cleveland Guardians involved. Bo Naylor trying to throw out a runner at second base. Nails the pitcher, Eli Morgan, right in the dome, even though he was crouched down, and Morgan grabbed his head, and then he just kept going.
That's what you got to do.
Have you ever seen stuff like that?
It happens from time to time. I don't know where we were, but I heard you say, "What are you doing, Bo?" Was that in the Uber ride?
Yes, that was it last night. Yes.
You were watching on your phone. Yeah, look, unfortunately, it does happen from time to time.
But usually not when the guy's crouched.
Yeah, he's trying to get rid of that ball, trying to get it down to second base as quick as possible, bro. Yeah, that's never great. You don't want that to happen.
Man, oh man. So good job getting out of the way. All right, we're going to start it off with the Los Angeles Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani, he was at it again.
Ohtani lifts a fly ball to deep right field. How far will it go? Into the second deck. It's his 48th home run in his hunt for 50-50.
Joe Davis, awesome calls all season long. He's been doing a great job. My question, though, is, has the pursuit of a crazy milestone like 50-50 covered up the bigger story with the Dodgers, that their divisional stranglehold is in jeopardy?
I think they're two separate things. I think we should be focusing on both of them. First of all, yes, Shohei going for 50-50 is incredible. I don't know what it is about round numbers. We've talked about that before, but 40-40 we hold in very, very high regard in our sport. I mean, again, I've told you before, 30-30, 20-20 is incredible. This guy's trying to do something that no one's ever been done. So, yes, we need to talk about it. He's probably going to win MVP because of it. But the Dodgers, on the other hand, like you said, 3.5 game lead over San Diego. They play 3 more times. I'm not too worried about it, though, because I know the Dodgers lost last night in Miami. But they got 2 more against them. They got, I think, 6 more against Colorado. Is that what it is? Looking at it, I have it up right now, actually. Yes.
Go for it.
6 more up against Colorado. They're 3-1 already against Miami. They're 7-2 or something like 5-2 against Colorado. They're going to win those games. So as long as they can keep it a 3.5 or a 4 game lead over San Diego before that series, I think San Diego might make it close. They might even win that series. They've handled the Dodgers to a tune of 7-3 already this year, but it's 11 games left with a 3.5 game lead.
So you're saying it's not a big deal? I mean,
I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think it's going to happen.
The team that has more injuries with their rotation than anyone out there, that desperately needs the bye in order to kind of get its shit straight, this is not that big a deal.
Well, I think it is a big deal if they don't get it.
Right? You just don't think it's going to happen.
I think 3.5 with 11 to play is a pretty big. I know the
weird stuff happens.
Sure.
Weird stuff
100%, Chris. I'm not saying it can't happen. I just don't think it is. I think it's a pretty big lead.
I do like the way you said this at the beginning, that they are totally separate things. Yes. So it does, the lead story is, hey, oh my gosh, Shohei hit another homer. Didn't steal a base for the 5th straight game, but he hit another homer. Like that's the tougher number to get. I don't know. I mean, there's always one team that kind of comes out of nowhere and ruins everybody's season. And that might be the Colorado Rockies. Like, they threw a dent. Not that the Cubs had any real shot at it, but they took that series. Arizona, they're in the thick of the playoff chase. Colorado just took a series there. Things can get weird, man.
I would like that to happen.
I
like
deal
drama.
in weirdness.
I just don't think. I want to go over something real quick because I don't think we're talking too much Padres today, other than some weird stuff that's going on.
Yeah.
Last year we talked about the Padres and what a difference this year has made. Last year, 9-23 in one-run games. Everyone remembers that.
Yep.
But they were also 2-12
in extra innings.
Yeah. And then this year, they've completely flipped the script in that department. They haven't run away with one-run games. 21-18, obviously a big difference. So winning
Huge
record. Extra innings, 9-2.
Yep, that's a big deal.
That's the difference.
Yeah. Well, one of those 18 one-run losses and one of those 2 extra inning losses came on Tuesday night against the Houston Astros. One of the strangest games in the entire year, right? Jose Altuve looked like he had fouled the ball off his foot in the 9th inning. Rolls to the third baseman. The umpire said, no, that's a fair ball. He gets thrown out. They're thinking, okay, well, I don't know. We're going to challenge it. It's going to be fine. Blah, blah, blah. That's it. No, well, you can't do that. So they all get together, and he actually got thrown out of the game after taking his shoe and sock off. What the hell is happening here?
I don't love it, if I'm being honest. This is the way I think about it. First of all, I think Altuve approached it the right way. He wasn't in anybody's face. He was telling them, hey, it hit my foot. What are you supposed to do? If that was maybe a ball that hit his hand and he took his batting glove off, would he get ejected for that? No, he would not have, Chris Rose. So now because he takes his shoe off just to show the red mark on his foot, he gets ejected? Why? What's the point of ejecting him right there? This is crunch time for these teams, a big moment in the game. You can keep your call, you can call him out, but you're taking one of the best players out of the game for what? Because he's trying to show you that it hit him in the foot? If he was to roll up his sleeve, would you throw him out too? Like, what's the big deal about a shoe? I feel like I'm Jerry Seinfeld. What's the deal about a shoe? What's the deal?
That's great. So there's 2 parts of it. Number 1, you're 100% right. If he rolls up his sleeve, he's not getting ejected. Number 2, why isn't that a reviewable thing?
I don't know, dude.
Like, can we?
I don't know.
I don't understand it.
Maybe that is the bigger point here. What are we doing?
It's just like baseball likes to. If somebody could come out and say why it's not reviewable, if they say it's because, well, it's too tough to tell, well, that one wasn't too tough to tell. It went right off his freaking shoe. It's a foul ball.
Yeah,
it's a big deal. Like, I do think that the Astros are going to win their division, but if they lose by a game, if they hadn't won that game on Tuesday night, and that's part of the reason why, like, is that what you want people talking about with your sport? It just doesn't make any sense to me.
And there are people that showed up last night. I know it was in San Diego, but there are people that showed up to see Jose Altuve.
Right.
He's that kind of player, and now you're taking him out of the game.
It just doesn't make any sense. That was only part of the weirdness.
How many career ejections does that guy have?
3. 2 this year based on things that hit him or didn't hit him.
It's been a long time, Chris.
Yeah, it's crazy. So that was just part of the weirdness. The Astros scored a run in the top of the 10th. The Padres, Jurickson Profar, he comes up. He's the winning run in the batter's box. And this sort of stuff happens.
2 outs in the inning and a pitch up and in, and that hits him. Profar hit by that pitch.
It was up and in, incredibly close. Profar did a great job of getting out of the way, but there's no contact. We'll see.
Come on now. Come on.
This is incredible.
You got to be kidding me.
There's no way.
I'm with you guys. I'm with you guys on the Astros broadcast.
So even if we do review it, what does it matter? That's great.
It was an embarrassing few innings for baseball. Now, here's the crazy thing. Profar wanted to hit. He's had such a good... You have to be running real hot
Yes.
if you want to stay in the batter's box when it's Manny Machado behind you, by the way. Like possible future Hall of Famer behind you. Machado then hit a rocket that Kessinger, a guy who hadn't played since mid-July, he literally saved the game. So it was, and Profar was still yelling at the umpires after the game. He was so mad about being allowed to go to first base. I could not believe what I was watching.
Runners in scoring position, Profar 330, 451, 524 for the 975. Of course, this guy wants to hit. Crazy. That was a crazy game, and we should never, honestly, and umpires will tell you this. I just actually saw Jim Wolf the other day.
Ah, yeah, Jimmy.
And he said this. We were talking to one of my neighbors, and he's like, yeah, I'll look out for you. He's like, hopefully you never see me. That's the point of it. And umpires don't want to be seen, but it sure seems like we talk about them quite a bit.
Yeah, that was just too bizarre last night. Fun game. 2 playoff hopefuls. Weird stuff happening. You know what we need more of? To get off our ass. With bold flavors and a refreshing citrus kick, Mountain Dew will get you off your ass and have you feeling like you're on an actual mountain. A mountain where the weather is always perfect. Your friends are ready to hang. A day of epic proportion awaits.
I never really think about that. Mountain Dew. I just put them together. That's just what it's called. But really breaking the name down, it's a Dew Mountain.
First time ever?
I just haven't thought about it. It's just like one of those things. Mountain Dew, you just know what it is.
Hell yes, you do.
The Dewy Mountain. Okay.
So if you want to go outside, whatever activity it is, you like to play tennis,
yes.
You like to play golf, you like to throw the ball with your kids,
yes.
You like to trampoline outside,
yes.
You like to play pickleball, you like to do whatever it is.
I don't like to play pickleball.
Okay, most people do, so get on board. It doesn't matter what you like to do. The whole point is you go outside, you have a great time, and the mountain is calling. You should answer. So go grab your friends, grab an ice-cold Mountain Dew wherever refreshing beverages are sold, and do the do.
Dude, if a mountain is calling you, you got to come.
I'll tell you who's been doing his thing. Bobby Witt Jr.
Yeah.
He's been crushing it.
Junior's running. A bobble and stolen base number 30. And with that, Bobby Witt Jr. becomes the first shortstop in Major League history to have 2 30-30 seasons.
That's an insane stat.
Is that a wow thing for you?
You could, I mean, I guess I don't know how many 30-30s there have been. Dan, please check that up. But for no shortstop to ever do it twice?
So here's what you have to keep in mind with this one.
Like as a shortstop.
When I was growing up, shortstops were not the animals they are offensively. There were very few. That's what I'm saying is that when I was growing up in my formative baseball years, the best guys in the league were Ozzie Smith.
Yeah, not a homer guy.
Yeah, Barry Larkin came along in the mid-'80s, and he did it once, and he became an MVP. But it was like...
He only did it once. That's the crazy thing.
I know, but I'm just telling you that shortstops were not hitting 30 homers a year when I was growing up.
I think, like, what about the 90s?
Well, now that's where it changed. That's where it changed, right? With A-Rod, Jeter, Nomar. But some of those guys didn't run as much. They had years where they would run. I was surprised that A-Rod didn't do it more than once. That was the one I was surprised about.
We're seeing
47 guys, by the way.
47
career
in the
guys.
history of baseball. We're seeing Bobby Witt is a special player. Mm-hmm. I'm actually going to start calling him Robert because he's putting
Robert Witt
big boy numbers, Chris. A 9-1 B-WAR, that's big boy stuff. So Bobby, I think I got to start calling you Robert.
And he's only 24 years old. So he swiped 49 bags a year ago. 40-40 in his future?
Yeah.
I think so too.
Yeah. I don't think that's an easy place to hit homers. I think that's a very difficult place to hit homers. It's a good place to hit because the outfield is like expansive.
Right.
But the homers are not, those aren't cheap homers there.
Right. He's a fun kid. He said it would have been a hell of a lot better if we had actually freaking won the game.
There you
go. They had a chance to pull up a game in the standings on Cleveland there in the American League Central, and it did not happen for them. But very cool.
Kansas City's 25th in run and park factor for homers. So one of the worst places to hit homers, and he's doing it.
All right, we'll move on to the team that is actually leading the division in the American League Central. Bad news for the Guardians as Stephen Kwan goes on the injured list General soreness is what he's been dealing with the last few days, although it sounds like they're pointing more to his back than anything else. That's according to Stephen Vogt. He thinks that the stint will only last the minimum of 10 days, which would give him the last weekend to get a few at-bats in, presumably before the playoffs. But my question is this: can Cleveland win a playoff series without a healthy Kwan?
My immediate reaction to that question is yes, because Steven hasn't been hitting all season long, and they've been winning games all season long, except for August was a really bad month for them. Is that the bad month for them?
It wasn't a great one.
Yeah, I think it was a bad one.
Yeah.
So yes, I think this is a team, and I've told you this before, and this is obviously your team, so you know better than me, but I feel like they have a group of guys in there that really want to be the guy of the night. And so, when you have that feeling, and not every team has, I know that seems like, okay, well, every team can say that. That's not true. Like, you have guys on certain teams that people just expect to be that for them. Now, obviously, Jose Ramirez is there. He's the stalwart as far as offensively. But other than that, I feel like guys, they want to step up. They want to be in those situations. It shows in, the production with runners in scoring position. And they know that all they have to do is be close or have the lead going late in the game because of what the bullpen's been able to do. So I think, yes, they can win a series without healthy Kwan. Obviously, it helps to have him, though.
Not sure they can.
Okay.
Here's the thing.
Okay.
The first couple months of the year, he was awesome. He was on your jam all baseball team. I forget how you guys phrase it, but
all JM team.
All JM team.
Yeah.
April, March, OPS of 879. May, he only played 5 games, so it doesn't matter. June, over 1,000. Over a one doubter in June. July, 666. August, 610. September, 515. It hasn't been going great for him. Now, have they won some series without his production? They have. But when you get to the playoffs and you need a guy who is constantly fouling off pitches, constantly doing that, and then with the ability to click you, like he did that much more in the beginning of the year, it felt like, than anything else.
There was he put that emphasis on being a little bit more aggressive.
But he had over a 900 OPS for the longest time, almost toward the All-Star break, I believe, where he started in the All-Star game. And he just hasn't been that guy for them. They don't have enough dudes in that lineup. It's really
you keep saying that,
but
bro.
It's true.
I mean, obviously, I know. I know. You look at that lineup. There are some holes. There are some holes in that lineup.
Mostly.
But it doesn't feel that way. When I've seen him play against my Twins, it doesn't feel that way. Sure doesn't.
They get some timely hits, like the other night,
Manzardo.
That's what
I'm saying, dude. Like, someone wants to step up every freaking night. Yeah. What did I tell you? Verrocchio's probably going to hit a double. He didn't. I think he scored a run, though, in that game. And they just chip away at you. 13-12 in July. 12-17 was their bad month in August. And they've won 10-6 so far this month.
Yeah. So we'll see. Hopefully he's okay. Not 100% sure that he's okay.
It could be worse. You could be a Twins fan right now.
Yeah. Okay. All right. We're going to get into a couple of issues on the base paths to close this one out. That is all coming your way. But first, Trevor Plouffe.
A TD, a tutty. Taking it to the house, Yahtzee. What are some other good names you call a touchdown? I don't know. Whatever you call it, though, they matter more at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports book partner of the NFL. Right now, all new customers who bet $5 will instantly get $250 in bonus bets plus 1 month of NFL Plus Premium. And now that is something we can all celebrate. What else do you call touchdowns? House calls. We kind of already said that one. I don't know. Leave a comment. What do you call a touchdown? Something fun. Anyways, that's $250 in bonus bets instantly and 1 month of NFL Plus Premium after betting just $5. You stay in on the action and use $250 in bonus bets to bet anytime touchdowns on DraftKings, which is the place to bet those touchdowns. And all you have to do is download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now. New customers use promo code BASEBALL today. That's all one word. And bet just $5 on any wager and get $250 in bonus bets instantly. That's promo code BASEBALL today only at the DraftKings Sportsbook.
As I said, we're going to finish it up on the base paths. A couple of stops. First, Philadelphia. Trey Turner. Apparently it's stolen second in Milwaukee. Called out. Not a huge deal because that is a reviewable play. So let's just put it in. Looked like he didn't get tagged. But then this happened.
After review, the call on the field stands. Runner's out.
What?
Philadelphia will lose their challenge.
That is unbelievable. What on earth did they see that we didn't see?
How's that even possible?
I got a guy, and I think, let me get it up for you if I can. It's a guy on Twitter, @burner_Craig, sent a video underneath our John Boy video of that replay. And there is an angle where it looks like he may have gotten Trey's oven mitt, the sliding glove.
Okay.
So maybe that's what they saw. I'm going to show it to you right now.
Yeah.
Here, it's going again. So maybe that's what they saw. I initially was going to come on here from the angles that I saw and say, it's just another miss, and they love to have the call stand. They don't like to overturn calls. But in this case, it seems like maybe, Chris.
Yeah. That's
we
possible.
saw him get the oven mitt. So maybe they got this one right, and we can't just always bash on
It's possible that he got the oven mitt. I wanted it out there more for the Philly broadcast
Pretty
reaction.
good reaction.
The simultaneous what kind of got me good.
It's being in the broadcast booth during a replay is funny because you're filling space. Obviously there's no action going on, so
right.
You're watching the jumbotron. You got the monitor in front of you, so like I actually feel like I'm in New York at that time because I got a couple different feeds going. Usually the jumbotron's the place to look because depending on where you're at. If you're at home and they want the call overturned, they'll show all the best replays. If they think it's going to get overturned, they leave the good shot off. But you feel like you're in the booth, and there are times, I will say, to have the umpires back a little bit, there are times where I'm like, I don't really know, man.
Yeah. Yeah. The best thing that baseball allowed was them to start showing the replays in the building.
Yeah, they didn't at first. You're right.
They did not because
Totally
they were
right.
worried that they would show up the umpires, and I'm sure the umpires union was like, you can't do that.
Don't show us.
But then you have to realize, like, that is entertainment
It's
for the
so
people,
good.
and it connects them to the play.
I think I've said this before on this show. Replays and like manager ejections are some of the loudest ovations that we're going to get during a game.
It's a good call. Really
Just
interesting.
is, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you might have changed my mind a little bit on that Trey Turner oven mitt thing.
Yeah. I mean,
Although I would venture to say it looked like he was safe.
okay.
But once again, they have angles that we're not privy to. They really should do a better job of putting out on social media, taking us around one night inside of that room.
So I almost went to it while I was in New York. I had to do some John Boy stuff in the morning, but Corey Provis, our guy, they went in. They actually filmed some stuff in there, and he said it's really, it's complex. They have a lot of moving pieces, if you will. It's a lot going on there. It's not just two old crusty umpires with a computer. It's like 40 people in there, and there's lights and alerts and all these things. It's a big deal. So they are trying.
Mm-hmm.
You got to give them that. Sometimes they don't get it right, though. I feel like sometimes, again, they kind of like, I feel like we'll lean stands there.
Finally, no replay necessary in terms of determining out or safe up in Seattle. However, there is a what the hell was Victor Robles thinking? Bases loaded with his team down 3-0 in the first, and Justin Turner up with a 3-0 count. Luis Gil of the Yankees had kind of turned his back and walked off the mound, so Robles thought he was going to catch him sleeping. But somebody yelled at Gil, or he figured it out, and he threw Robles out at the dish, and it wasn't close. But what the heck are you... 3-0 count with the bases loaded and a guy who has been wild in his career?
Are we showing that video right now?
Yeah, we are.
Okay. Here's the thing. I kind of like the play. I just don't like the timing of
That's
the
the
play.
thing.
Yeah,
It's the
timing's
timing.
bad. Clearly, he had it in his mind that he wanted to do that. He saw some things. He saw Luis go down for the rosin bag or something like that. Made a break for it. It's not a bad play. It's just the timing of it is bad.
Well, then it makes it a bad play.
It makes it, at that instance, it was a bad play, yes.
Right.
I mean, Justin Turner, I'm actually getting his stats up. I'm looking 3-1 count, 836 OPS.
It was 3-0.
This after. Oh, okay, 3-0. Well, he doesn't have many of those, but he's at 1,000 on base percentage, 12 walks.
And plus a guy who knows the strike zone. I know he's 39
it
years
was just,
old.
and the chance to score multiple runs.
Right.
I mean,
When you're
you
down
have that.
3-0.
It was very bad timing for a guy that's been really, really good for
Yes,
them.
he has been. He got a little bit of a mini extension from the Mariners.
Yeah. Again, like the play, don't like the timing.
Thus, you don't like the play.
there should be more instances of that, dude. Like, pitchers don't like to throw the ball to bases.
No, they don't.
And you really have to identify those guys. And if I was managing a team, I would try more often than not. I really would.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. Well, we got a quick episode today because we've got more Blitzball to get to. We're just going to have fun here over the next 4 days.
Yeah, we'll be in person.
But we will be back here tomorrow.
Yes.
As well. And then Friday.
Yes.
As well. So everybody keep doing their thing. For our one-of-a-kind producer, Dan Rourke, the uber-talented Trevor Plouffe, I am Chris Rose. We will see you Thursday here on Baseball Today.